Yes, good morning, students, and welcome to the class of e-filing. Good morning, Priya ma'am, and a warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Good morning, Ms. Shanvi. Good morning to everyone present over here.
Yes, ma'am, you may please start the session.
Ms. Janvi, there are only 170 students right now. Shall we wait for 2-3 more minutes or what?
No, we can start. By the time they'll keep coming in.
Okay.
Yes. Priya ma'am, students, please wait. There might be some technical issue. Please wait.
Yeah, actually there was noise coming from two ends, so I just rejoined. I think it's fine now.
Yeah. Ma'am, can you reshare the screen? The screen has gone.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. We can start. Priya ma'am.
Yes, we are starting.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. We'll wait for 2 minutes more so that students come in.
That sounds better. So good morning, everyone. Hope you all are doing well. I hope you do not have any doubts from last session. That session doubts were cleared, and I hope now you definitely have that much of confidence that you can go, you can do EPAN, you can file ITR, right? Yesterday was the last day to file income tax return. Yeah. So tell me, is there anyone with us who did file income tax yesterday? Anyone? Yes. Is there anyone with us who has filed income tax return yesterday? Oh, one. You all are about to be CMA final students now. I have already filed it. Sonali, okay, you have filed it. That is very good. Anyone who has filed it yesterday after the session, anyone, or even if they have registered themselves with income tax or e-pan, anything. Okay, yes, ma'am, I could see. So today we are going to start with a new topic. Shubhankit already filed. Good. Good morning, Aditya. Okay. Sai. Sai, you are saying, yes, ma'am, I have filed. So did you file yesterday only? don't worry, Harika. Definitely for Energy 360 students, very soon you will get the access to Energy with their portal, right? So don't worry, at that time you will be able to do everything, right? As of now, just try to focus on the session, how we are doing it, okay? Or if there is any, friend of yours who is also doing this webinar and stays very near to your home, I would suggest why not you go with your friend and do this session so that you also get hands-on experience, right? And if not, if there is no such possibility, don't worry. In few days you will receive it and then you practice. These meeting recordings will be available with you, so you can do it. Not a problem. Good morning. Okay. So yesterday we have finished income tax, how to file income tax, ITR1 under old regime and new regime. With that, we learned how to go for e-ban online with just the help of Aadhaar card and do your key electronic KYC, right? E-KYC. And then, since we just had half an hour left, we started a very small topic. That topic was digital signature certificate, if you all remember, right? Now, what did we learn in digital signature certificate? We learned if any individual wants to sign on any document online to prove their authenticity, to prove they are trustworthy, they should have this digital certified signature. And we did learn that it is so easy to generate this by just sitting at your home. Maximum it takes 5 to 10 minutes to do it. But if you learn how to do it, definitely you can bring clients for yourself and you can help them with these process, right? And the ones who are not aware about the process, they think that, oh my God, it is so difficult, you know. So this is what CACMAs are all for, right? Because it is our expertise. Even if they know how to file income tax, but they can go to any CACMA, they will go because they know that maybe an individual person can do any mistakes, but they have so much of faith on us that a CA or CMA will not do any mistake because they are so thorough with it, right? And this also brings us to understand that now it is our responsibility to make them prove true that, okay, you have trusted us and definitely we have been on your trust. Okay. So that's the whole discussion what we have done for yesterday. Now today we are going to start with TCS and TDS. Okay. These are very, very small topics, but we need to understand that if we need to do any TCS, TDS in real life scenario, how will that actually happen? Okay, because e-filing, this whole session's agenda is to make you so strong that when you go offline, you know that, okay, I know this thing. I am not just a bookworm. I know what to do in practical life as well. Okay. So TDS and TCS, both are definitely not that lengthy chapters, very, very small chapters. And I'm very sure since you people have cooperated so much yesterday, today also, when we start with this topic, we will do it very quickly. Yeah. And let me tell you, yesterday I have not done anything. You were the ones who have done everything. You were the ones who were giving me answers. You were the ones who said that, ma'am, let's go for this question, that question. You were the ones who helped me do the session yesterday. So today again, I ask for your help so that we can again have that power packed session, right? So now we are about to start. Now, when we start, let me tell you that you are CMA inter students. You have given your exam. You know what is TDS, TCS. I have no doubt in it. Okay. But for your betterment, for your benefit, maybe for the students who could not get a chance to take tuitions or the ones who are not clear with the concepts, we will simply sit and try to touch the basics of TDS and TCS. Okay. Now, before we go directly on the document, how's your Josh? How's the Josh? This is your first session in the morning. Let me see how's your Josh. No, Josh, what happened? Yeah. Okay, only Vindhya is having a high Josh. She's saying hi, ma'am. Others, where is your Josh? Vivi, Dharvi, Pooja, Roshni, Arya, Shubhankit, Monica, Aditya. Okay. Ranjit, Saloni. Okay, Saloni is so high on energy that two times she is messaging me. Hi, ma'am. Hi, ma'am. Okay. Okay. That is nice. Really nice to see. But today, okay, Nishi, Unnati. Yeah, my God. Roshni, we understood. We have a very high Josh. We understood that. Okay. Sonali. Yeah. Okay. Now, one thing that I want from you all today. Yesterday, there were few names I could see common in the chat box, right? They were continuously asking doubts, queries, participating, everything. But imagine we are almost around 500 to 600 attendees sitting in this session. If I could remember the names, just imagine how small number of students are just participating, right? Only 5 to 10 students are there who are just repeatedly asking their doubts or queries, right? So today I want all of yours participation. Right now we have 494 attendees with us. I want all of you to participate, each and every one of you. Okay. Participation just not means chatting and writing in the Q&A live session. Okay. What it is all about, that if I am asking if you have any doubts, stay in the live event. Okay, try that. If I have given you answer to any of the doubts, then don't repeat that doubt. Let's say Monica asked me any doubts, right? But Pooja is again asking me the same doubt. This means what? This means that when I was discussing the doubt, maybe you were not listening, right? So let's not do that, so that we become more productive and we can solve different doubts. All right. This much gyan is enough to start the session, I think. Now with this, ma'am, your voice is, I hope my voice is fine.
Yes, Priya ma'am, your voice is fine,
Oh,
ma'am.
okay. So now let us understand what is TDS and TCS. Yes. So let us begin. Quickly tell me whatever knowledge you have about TDS. TDS. Let me see who gives me the right answer. What is TDS? TDS. What is TDS? Now, if somebody is giving me any theoretical answer, ma'am, TDS means this, that, definitions will not be considered. Just give me logical answer, whatever you have idea about TDS. Have you heard about TDS before? Or even if you know the full form of TDS, you tell me that. Anything works. Monica, tax deducted at source. Okay. Shubhankit, Sarah. Okay. Tax was deducted at the time of inflow. Please help to solve. See, now we have started a new topic. I would suggest, even if you have few doubts for ITR, don't write in the chat box. You're creating confusion, nothing else. Right? Okay. Okay. Ragini. Tax which is deducted by the person who makes the payment. Okay. Okay. This is a nice answer, Aditya. Tax which is deducted by the person who makes the payment. Again, see, I am not understanding, being about to be a CMA qualified, why you people are not understanding. We have started a new topic. You're just, creating chaos in the chat box. Okay, sounds fine. From your answer, I could understand that majority of you who are sitting in this session, they have a basic clarity of what is TDS and TCS. Okay, nothing to worry about. So, but of course, it is my duty. I have to explain you what is TDS and TCS. Now see, the concept of TDS, the full form of TDS is tax deducted at source. And for TCS, the full form is tax collected at source. Now, what is the purpose? Why were these two taxes introduced? They were introduced with a basic aim that whatever tax is required to be collected, it get collected at source. At source. Now, what is that source? We will learn. Okay. Tax deducted at source. Tax collected at source. This means what in TDS, what is happening? Aditya said that, okay, somebody is giving you payment, they will deduct tax and give that payment to you. That is what Aditya said is TDS. I agree to Aditya. For example, if, of course, remember we were discussing yesterday, after you become CMA, you will get high package job. Let's say you're earning somewhere around 15 lakhs. Okay. So your employer is saying, okay, your, salary is 15 lakhs. Okay. I'm not saying CTC, your net salary is 15 lakhs. Okay. Now employer is saying what? That your salary is 15 lakhs net, but you know what was your CTC? CTC was 20 lakhs. And you said that, oh my God, 20 lakhs is my CTC. Then why are you giving me 15 lakhs? He's saying this is not how it works. We know that you people are new to the corporate, but you will understand. So the employer will help you understand. Let's say the employer is from Microsoft. Okay. Employer is saying that this is not how this happens. If you are having 20 lakhs CTC, you will not get in hand 20 lakhs, right? There are going to be a lot of deductions, a lot of, tax deductions from your salary. So what he is saying, your Microsoft boss, what is he saying? He is saying that on your behalf, I am paying to the government. What? Tax. The employer is saying to you that today, if I give you 20 lakhs, okay, every year, what will happen? At the end of the year, you have to sit and file income tax, right? And then you have to think, how much should I pay? What should I do? And this may be very complex for you. So let me do it very simple for you. Government is asking me to collect tax from you, okay? So what I will do is, your CTC is 20 lakh, I will deduct some tax from it, and that tax I will give to the government on your behalf. Okay, so you don't have to worry. I will deduct it. So instead of 20 lakhs, I will only give you 15 lakhs. Right? So in short, it is not the employer who is paying your taxes. Okay, employer is just a medium through which your taxes are paid to the government. Don't think that, okay, Microsoft is so good, he's saying that I will pay on your behalf. No, they are just deducting from your salary and giving to the government. Okay, absolutely. You all have given me right answers. Okay, this means you know what is TDS. Let us go more into detail of TDS, and in the next part we will touch for TCS. Now TDS for resident individual and business. What does they say? They say that as per the TDS concept, a person who is liable to make a payment of specific nature to any of the other person shall deduct tax at source. Okay, this means if an employee is liable to pay from his or her salary tax to the government, then in this type of payment, the deductee, your employer will deduct tax amount from your salary and pay to the government. The deductee from whom income tax has been deducted at source would be entitled to get the credit of the amount so deducted on the basis of Form 26 AS or the certificate issued by the deductor. So let us be very clear over here. Who is deductor? In our example, deductor is employer and deductee is the employees. So have you heard about this form? You must have heard about this form, Form 26 AS. In this form, what is there? Tell me. Quickly tell me. What informations are there? Yeah. What is Form 26 AS? Yes, Bhuvaneshwari, you are right. Anyone who know what is Form 26 AS all about? Where is the Josh, everyone? Yes. All the TDS and TCS information, Vindhya. Anyone else? Okay, Monica, right. So, what is Form 26 AS? Form 26 AS have all the information, all the details about the TDS and TCS that gets deducted or collected at source. If you remember yesterday when we were doing income tax, we could see that form, right? So if any TDS is deducted by your employer, it is not that employer is a fraud, he will take your money and will not pay to the government and go somewhere else. Okay, this might happen, no? That is why we as an employee, we have to be very careful. We will ask the employer, give us 26 AS so that even if you go and run away tomorrow, I will not be worried. I know that, okay, this money has been gone to the government, right? Now, see, the TDS payments can be divided into three sections: salary payment, non salary payment, applicable to non-residents. Understand salary payments. What is salary payment? Now, as per section 192 of Income Tax Act, the employer needs to deduct, employer means our deductor, needs to deduct TDS on salary payments. Employer or deductor needs to deposit TDS deducted on salary. It's not like that they have taken that 5 lakhs of tax from us and they will keep in their pocket. Okay, they have to give it to the government on or before the 7th of the next month. 30th April for the month of March. This means what? For every previous month, the payment of TDS has to be made by the month, by the date of 7th. Tell me, for the month of July, if Microsoft company is paying you money, till what time they need to deduct this money? Tell me. Tell me quickly. Let me see who gives me the first answer. Let's see. I'll repeat the question. If you are getting salary for the month of July, when is your employer liable to deduct TDS? When is the last date to deduct TDS? Okay. I am really disheartened to see so many answers as 7th of the month. Definitely, there are a lot of students who have also mentioned before 7th. I really appreciate how focused they are. But the ones who have continuously been writing 7th, please wait and read the line again. Employer deductor needs to deposit TDS deducted on salary before the 7th of the next month. Before means what? You can't go till 7th, no? Right? So many different variety of answers I'm getting. Now the employer has to file TDS return in Form 24Q. Now see, for the employer, what form is relevant? Form 24Q. In this, he or she will put all the details of the money deducted from employee's salary by them. And this will be submitted to the government. And for you, form number 26 AS, where you can see all the details. Okay. Now it is TDS on non-salary payments. This means other than salary payments. If there is not salary, there is something else. Then what will happen? Let us see. TDS on payments other than salary depends upon the nature of payment. Some common payments which features the TDS system of taxation includes commission, fixed deposit interest, rent, etc. All these things, TDS is also deducted. So it is not just salary on which TDS gets deducted. There are a lot of different things on which TDS gets deducted. TDS on different payments and their applicability rates are notified by Income Tax Act of 1961. Okay. And for payments other than salary deducted has to be filed in which return form? Form number 26Q. Earlier, for salary, it was Form 24Q. Here it is Form 26Q. See, you need to focus over here because I know a lot of you are going to, start your own business when you become a CMA qualified, right? You all have that vision. Anyone in this session who wants to start their own business, tell me. Anyone? Or maybe they might have also started their business. Anything could happen. They have joined their family business. Whatever things can happen. Let me see how many of you want to start business. Anyone? Vinay wants to start business. So Vinay, for you it is very important to understand where do we put the details of TDS deducted on salary, because when you will start your business, you will also deduct TDS from your employee's salary. So it is important for you to understand where to put the details. It will be in Form 24Q. And for non-salary payments, it will be under Form 26Q. Why do you need to know this? If you don't know this, this means what will happen in future? You will say some CA and CMA, you will ask them that please do this on my behalf, right? And they will charge you so big money. And not just about money, they will also ask you, you are also a qualified CMA. Why can't you do it, right? So definitely you need to understand these things. A lot of us, we wish to start our own business, right? So we have to know the basics of this. Yes, I could see a lot of you want to start. Very good. This is the future of India. Okay. So now TDS on payments to non-residents. We discussed what to do with it is salary payment, what to do when it is non-salary payment. What about non-residents? Now see, TDS under section 195 is deducted on payments to be made to NRIs. For them, there is no threshold limit under section 195 of the Income Tax Act. Hence, TDS will be deducted from the entire income amount. Whatever NRIs are earning, TDS gets deducted on that. TDS shall be deducted at the same time of making payment. Form 27Q is required to be submitted on a quarterly basis on or before the due date on payments other than salary made to NRI. Okay. So for them, the form which is relevant becomes Form 27Q. Okay. Now we need to understand, somebody in the chat, they sent me about winning from lottery, and that person gave me a very right answer. Okay, that winning from lottery, the TDS deduction amount is 30%. And this is among the highest TDS rates. Yes, somebody has messaged in the chat that ma'am, मुझे 12 लाख का पैकेज चाहिए. आपको 12 लाख नहीं, आपको 15 या 20 लाख का पैकेज मिलेगा. Don't restrict yourself with numbers. मुझे इतने का चाहिए. क्या पता आपको उससे ज्यादा का मिले. You never know what God has planned for you, right? Just think that I want best in my life. That's all. What is best for you? Leave it to the God. God will decide. Maybe you are thinking 12 lakh is best for you. God is thinking that I was about to give this boy or girl 50 lakhs. They are happy with 12 lakh only, right? That will be very disheartening for you, no? So don't think of any picture in your mind. Think broad. Coming back, yes, we were discussing about TDS on winning from lottery. That was 30%. Now, remember COVID happened. We all were sitting at our home. Somebody started doing their hobbies. A lot of them started playing PUBG, right? And from there onwards, a good hype of gamers has evolved in the country. Today, PUBG is banned in India, but now we have Firefly, something like this, those games. Everybody was playing that, right? So, what happened? A lot of gamers have come in our country. Like, we have introduced gaming when nothing was to do, people used to play games and then they became experts. They started playing more games. So from 2023 onwards, in 2023 budget, it was introduced that there will be some TDS deduction on winning from online gaming. The ones who play online gaming, they might be aware about this, that sometimes you get some rewards or something like that. You know that? Any of you? Do you play games? These online games? Free Fire, BGMI, what is that? I don't know. PUBG is back as BGMI. Okay, okay. I am not aware about that much because I'm not into gaming, honestly. When I was a kid, I used to play, but now don't get much time to play. Okay. So we were discussing about TDS on winning from online games. So now what government has noticed? Government has noticed a lot of youth is playing games and they are earning from games, online games. So they said, why not to come to this sector and also ask them to give TDS. So to cover the gaming business under Income Tax Act, a separate section that is 194BA has been introduced in the Union Budget 2023. Which means last year only this happened. This section will be applicable from 1st of July 2023. So today it is applicable absolutely. So TDS on winning is deducted at 30% and further the deduction threshold cap is 10,000. Oh, sorry. This deduction cap has been reduced. So earlier there used to be a deduction cap of 10,000, but now it has been reduced. The payer will be responsible to file a quarterly return of TDS under Form 26Q. Okay. Tell me, for what was the other payment for which Form 26Q was used? Quickly tell me. Very good, Harika. What about others? There was one more item for which we had to fill Form 26Q. What was that? Nisar, your answer is not right. For salary payment, we go to 26AS and not this Q1. Saloni, your answer is also not right. The ones who are saying salary payment, why are you giving me, again, some disheartening? For salary, we already discussed it is Form 26A, sorry, 24Q, sorry. And over here, what was that? 26Q. 26Q was for non-salary payments. A lot of you have given the right answer by saying non-salary payments. Yes, Nishar, your correction is now right. Yes. Now it is right. Now, in 2023 budget, government has done some changes in TDS and TCS rates. Now, government always do this. If you are aware about the budget of 2024, which recently happened on 23rd of July, again the rates of TDS and TCS have been modified, right? But I was thinking to sit with that returns, but there are a lot of students with us who might be giving exam in December or things like that. And for them, I don't think so the government will apply this amendment. That's why I just thought to sit with 2023 budget amendments so that there is no confusion. Okay. And the ones who are confused about amendments, what they can do it when their exam is close, the institute always releases that, these are the rates that is applicable for your term. So you can go for those rates to verify. Yeah, Arya, gold 6%. Arya is very much aware about what is happening in the budget. So what 6%? Half answers again. What do you mean by 6%? Gold 6%. You have to specify, no, that gold duty has been reduced by 6%. Gold 6% means what? Okay. So when we talk about section 194N, it talks about enhanced limit for cooperative society. Now over here, what is happening? In case of cash withdrawals from a cooperative society, the limit is proposed to be 3 crores instead of 1 crore. So before it was 1, now it is 3. Now just focus on this part and then I will show you the chart, okay, which is having all the TDS rates. This is very important. Section 192A, relaxation in case of unavailability of PAN. Unavailability of PAN means what? If a person is making payment and there was no PAN card involved, there was no availability of PAN, what will happen? Of course, whatever TDS rates which are generally happen will be higher in your case. Right? If you're not giving any government document, government will ask for more TDS rates. See, in the past, if the individual did not provide the PAN number while withdrawing EPF within 5 years, the TDS rate applicable was 30%, 30%. But from last year, April 2023, the rate has been reduced to 20%. So government is saying that before we were charging 30%, now let me give you some relaxation. Even if you do not have PAN, when you are withdrawing your EPF, we will deduct 20% and not 30%. Absolutely, Shashank. So if you are not giving PAN for a lot of items, what happens? That the amount of TDS is almost doubled. Okay. Now let me show you the charts. See, you could read this TDS and TCS for assessment year 2024 and 25 for this year assessment, right? These charts, these rates you would be familiar with because when you studied for your inter exam, these were the charts you heard. These were the charts you have learned, right? This is why I have taken this assessment year 24-25 for you so that you don't get confused. Okay. Just for you, I'll just, roughly go through it. I know you all are aware about what to do with these things, but I'll just go forward with you. Tell me one thing. If there is salary, what is the TDS rate? But before that, let me just explain this chart. What will happen in this chart? We have TDS rates available over here for different items. Okay, remember I told you there is TDS for salary payment, there is TDS for non-salary payment, there is TDS for non-residents, right? So when we talk about NRIs, we talk about other than salary. There are so many items available over there. How to know that for which item what is the TDS chart? This is how we look at the chart and understand, okay, for this one, this is the threshold limit, this is for individual HUF, this is for others. Okay. Now, a lot of you must be having question in your mind, ma'am, do we need to sit and mug up all these things for exam? Yes. But otherwise, when you are doing it practically, definitely you always have these documents as a supporting hand. More than that, when you keep on practicing these things, you get so perfect with it that, those common TDS and TCS rates are already fitted in your mind. You don't have to come to the charts also. Exactly, Shashank. The salary TDS will be as per the income tax slab. Sajal, good morning. You're very late to the session. 46 minutes late. We have almost finished off the discussion of, TDS. We were just going with the threshold limits and sections. So let us quickly go through it. What does section 192 says? It says about salary, no threshold limit, nothing. Based on your salary, whatever you're getting, your TDS will be deducted. Okay. Then it is 192A, premature withdrawal from EPF. You have withdrawal EPF before the maturity. What will happen? Of course, the threshold limit is there of 50,000 and you will be have to liable to give your 10% of EPF. The person will deduct 10% and then remaining amount will give in your hands. Let's say in your EPF there is 20,000. So this person will deduct 10%, that is 2,000, and 18,000 will give in your hand. Okay. Interest on securities. What do you mean by securities? Section 193. What do you mean by securities? Tell me quickly. Yes, it is not easy to learn these things, but we have to figure out some ways. I remember when I was a CMA student and I used to look at these charts, I used to make some memory techniques, through which I can learn these sections. So you also do something, definitely. Definitely you will be able to remember this. Okay. So securities means what? Mainly when we talk about securities, it is shares. Okay. Shares, bonds, debentures, whatever. For them, the limit stands at 10,000 and the TDS rate is 10%. So whatever interest you are getting on debentures, anything on that 10% you have to pay. Then is dividend. I think so many students are sitting with us right now. I am sure a lot of you must be having a demat account. After COVID, again, one thing has become very popular is to invest in share market. So a lot of new demats has been opened by our youngsters, and they are investing. There is definitely pros and cons to it. I've seen a lot of newcomers. They have no knowledge about intraday trading or short-term tradings, but they are doing it for the sake that they want to try it out, just playing with the money. So even if you want to be interested in share market, The only thing is to learn first and then do it. Share market is not about gambling. Everything is about knowledge. The ones who have knowledge, they are earning money. But the ones who just feel like, okay, let me try it out, maybe they are missing out from their money. They will lose their money, hard earned money of their parents, maybe. So be cautious before you do those things. But yes, we also must be having a lot of students with us who are genuine investors. They are studying properly, they are sitting with the financial statements of the company, they are reading the ratios of the company, how the company is performing, what is the liquidity, solvency ratio, everything they are reading. They are looking after the EPS, earnings per share. They are looking out the intrinsic value of the share, and then they have selected a share. Those are known as long-term investors, the ones who have a plan that, okay, I will hold this company for a longer vision. They get good in dividends, right? Every year, some good company shares a lot of time more than one time they give dividends, right? Vedanta, I think they have recently announced or given dividend again. So in 1 year, Vedanta has given more than once dividends to their shareholders. So there are good companies like this, right? Yes, Aditya, you have earned 2 rupees from Grow. I don't know how you are earning 2 rupees. Where are you investing? What are you doing? But still, I am happy that you have earned 2 rupees. You have not lost 2 rupees. Earning is important. Okay. So then there is interest on banks. Banks, whatever interest you are getting from banks, 40,000 is the threshold limit. Above that, on that, you get 10%. A lot of you are messaging me that, ma'am, what if we go above the threshold limit? What to do? I was expecting that we are all, CMS students sitting over here. We know how exactly this is read. Let me help you with this. Let's say there is dividend, okay? Dividend is up to 5,000. So as per the threshold, this means that if you receive dividend up to 5,000, no TDS will be deducted. If we go above that, then this rates will be applicable, whatever you can see on the right hand side. This means if you meet up the threshold limit, if you meet up all the threshold limit, you don't have to pay TDS. If you are within the threshold limits, you will not have to pay any TDS. I hope your doubt is clear, the one who asked me this. Okay, then we have, see, I'm just roughly going it for you now, because if we keep on doing this, it will take our whole day. Just roughly going for you. Then we have interest from banks, other interest, senior citizen, whatever they are getting. Now winning from lottery, see, winning from lottery, winning from online games, winning from horse race. So these type of typical things will always have the eyes of government. See, for them, the TDS rate will be always the highest, that is 30%. Lottery, crossword, puzzle, cash in kind, tax liability, for these are always 30%. And see, the threshold over here is just 10,000. For online gaming, there is no threshold limit. The government is saying, even if you're earning 1 rupees, give me 30% of your 1 rupees. Okay. See, then we have contractors. Contractors, we have 1% for individuals, 2% for others. Now, one is contractor single transaction, that in single transaction, the payment for contractors is 30,000. Then this TDS rate will be applicable. But if there is payment for contractors during the year, means throughout the year, it is up to 1 lakh, no TDS. If it crosses 1 lakh, 1%, 2%. So the rates are same only. Transporter declaring the ban, nothing they have to pay. Insurance commission, we have life insurance policy, NSS, commission, lottery, brokerage. See, commissions and brokerage, 15,000, nothing we need to pay. After that, TDS is there. Rent from plant and machinery, land and building, immovable property. This one is something we should focus on. Fees for professional services or royalty, 194J. This says what? If there is any fees paid to any professional, for example, CMA or doctor or CA or teacher, if we are making any payment to the professionals, then 30% threshold will be applicable. Otherwise, the TDS rate will be 10%. Why I'm focusing on this? Because these are few of the common areas that we find when we are in the practical world. Okay. Then see, payment of dividend from mutual fund is there. Compensation on transfer of certain immovable property is there. Then see, investment fund is there. Government bonds, payment on commission, brokerage, cash withdrawal in excess of 1 crore during the previous year, TDS on e-commerce participants. Then we have TDS on purchase of goods exceeding rupees 50 lakhs. Right? See, this is very important. TDS rates without PAN is flat 20% if TDS is lower than 20%. If you remember, we have seen in last year's budget, they have reduced this amount. Before it was 30%. Then they said that, okay, 30 is becoming very much. Let us take 20 from the audience. Right? Okay. I think with this much of knowledge of the TDS, we are good to move ahead with the practicals. Tell me. See, when you went for TDS and TCS theories, you remember how long it would have taken to understand the whole chapter. But just to make you a little bit refreshed with this topic, I thought of giving you this much of detail. Okay. And now, how exactly do we perform this? We will understand. How exactly do we perform this? I request you all to come to your Energy Vidya portal and come to TDS. Everyone tell me when you are there on this page. Okay, yes, ma'am, ready. Okay, I could see we all are ready. Now let us understand how we can do it. Sorry. Let us click on start. Now, the moment we click on start, we come to the first question. Over here, you don't have to worry that, you have to again come back to the question and see the details and then come back to the answer page. Over here, you could see all the details are there for you in one page itself, right? At the left hand side, there is serial number. Then there is transactions. Each and every transaction is given for you. There are total 5 transactions in this question. After this, there is column for amount, then name. Name will help you to understand, is this individual HUF or it lies in the others category. Okay. See, but for yours, convenience, they have already mentioned that for you. If you see over here, company, individual, right? But in regular cases, when you go practically, you are solving any doubts, any clarities. Nobody will say you that, okay, this is XYZ Capital Management PVT Limited. And this is a company. You are going to be a CMA qualified. You have to understand it is PVT Limited. This means this is a company, right? This is just for your betterment. This column has been added. That's all. Then over here, you get an option for TDS section. You can click on select. You need to select the right TDS section. If there is TDS section for this particular item, select it. If not, click not applicable. Okay. And then select the particular rate applicable of TDS for this item. If not, then not applicable will be there. All right. Okay. One thing, before we go to the practicals, I forgot to ask one question to the students. We understood what is TDS, right? But tell me one thing. Why the company has introduced, or not company, why the government has introduced TDS and TCS? Tell me quickly. Why the company, why the government has introduced TDS and TCS? Otherwise, things would have been normal. You get your money, you are paying directly to the government. Why they have to make mediators in between? Anyone? Yes, Monica, yes. Madhvika, tax ki chori, right? Collection of tax, cross verification. Okay, advanced tax. Absolutely. This word, I really appreciate Tufan. You have written advanced tax. Tax aviation, correct. Advanced tax, tax aviation. Right? What are these things? What is TDS, TCS? This is advanced tax that the government is taking from you. How come advanced tax? Let's say from my July month salary, TDS will be deducted. But whatever I am earning in 2024 and 25, I am liable to pay that in next year's e-filing, no? When next year I am filing my return. But what is happening because of TDS and TCS, government is right now only taking tax from my salary. This means I am paying in advance. Yeah. And this also helps the governments to avoid tax evasion. If your employer is directly paying, then you have no option to evade your taxes, right? The government keeps on getting regular flow of income. And this one major reason, no one has mentioned, one major reason, this pushes you, this activity pushes you to sit and go for income tax filing. Imagine throughout the year you have given so much of money for TDS. If you don't file your returns, you can't claim TDS returns, right? So whatever money you have given will get wasted, right? Shubhankit, these are my personal made notes that you can see on the sheet. If you want, on CMA website also, you will find these charts and everything is there. Right? And it's not as simple as it thinks. Like, if any employer fails to deduct TDS, there will be penalties on them as well. Definitely government is giving some pressure on them, then only they are taking salary deduction from us. Because at the end, if you look at this page, this is one of the extra burden to the employers, right? But they have to do it. They have no other option, right? Now let us come to the practicals. I could see that a lot of you have messaged me that, ma'am, we are done. We have finished this. But definitely there are a lot of students who are awaiting for me to start this. And don't worry, I am with you. Now, let us come to the first item. It says payment of dividend. Amount is 80,000. Amount is 80,000. This means what? Has our threshold limit be crossed or not? What was the threshold limit for dividend? 5,000. It is over here 80,000. This means TDS will be applicable. Name is XYZ Capital. This means it's a company. What section will be applicable over here? I need answers from you all. What section is applicable over here? Vrinda, very good. Vrinda, what are you saying? Vrindya, I take my words back. One part is right, one part of answer is wrong. Sara, very good. See, if there is any TDS payment, then first it will get set off with the actual, amount you're liable to pay as taxes, right? Let's say after taking all the deductions and everything, you are not supposed to pay any tax to the government. Then whatever TDS you have paid, you will get as a refund. Not to worry. Yes, Monica, answer is right. Vindhya, yes, first answer is right. Nishi, Vindhya, now you got it correct. Okay. What is the answer? The answer is TDS section, which will be applicable over here, is 194. And TDS rate is 10%. Could you recall? See, 194 section talks about dividend and the rate is 10%. Point 2, interest on securities section. Quickly give answers. Yes, Priyanka. Right now, we are just solving the answers. You don't have to specify the threshold limit. Okay. Of course, we have crossed the threshold limit, then only we are paying TDS. Divisha, we want answer for question 2. I think you have fit for question 1. Question 2, what is the answer? Interest on securities. Debentures of Harman International India PVT Limited. 5 lakhs. Tata Capital, it's a company. Tell me, which section is applicable? Okay, well done, Divisha. Dharvi, very good. Answer is correct. So the correct answer is section 193. Rate of interest would be, rate of TDS would be 10%. Interest on securities, threshold limit 10,000. Hours amount is 5 lakhs. Way forward than the threshold limit. TDS is applicable. Rate is 10%. Section 193. Correct. Now, payment for fees. Payment of fees for conducting audit. CMA students, You might not do statutory audit, but you will go for internal audits. In that case, if you receive money, what will happen? What will be the section? What will be the rate of TDS that will be deducted? Tell me. Yes. Quickly. Very good, BB. It is what? It is 194. 194J, and rate of interest would be 10%. Now see, this system is so beautifully made for you. You don't have to do any TDS calculations. The moment you click on the TDS rates, they automatically will give you the TDS amount. That's all. Let us come to question 4. Payment for contractors. Payment to contractors. Amount is 45,000. It is company. Asset Contractors PVT Limited. Be careful. When we were discussing about subcontractors and contractors, we had two type of rate of interest. One was for individual and HUF, one was for company. Let me see how many of you will give me this correct answer. This is a little tricky. Let me see who gives me the right answer. What will be the section? What will be the rate? BB, you are very fast, very good. Aditya, answer is not correct. Priyanka, Tufan, Afreen, Dharvi, Shashank, Aditya. Yes, you have given right answer. Arya, answer is incomplete. Why you have just written the rate 2%? What is the section? So we discussed for subcontractors, the section is 194C. 194C, right? And the rate would be, a lot of you must be confused between 1 and 2, but we know 1 is for individual and HUF, 2 is for company. Okay. See, contractors, what is 2 is for company. Correct. Threshold limit was 30,000. We have crossed the threshold limit 30,000. Right? It is 45,000. So this is applicable. TDS is applicable. So what I mean to say is this practicals that we are doing, it's not just, you simply have to figure out what is the section, what is the rate, and just simply put it. TDS, TCS, you have to understand first the case. Is it applicable? Will it be applicable? Is it crossing the threshold limit? Is it individual, HUF? Is it company? After seeing these things, then you have to take the decision that what is going to be the section, what is going to be the rate. Don't think it's just like a game. You're putting the section, putting the rate, getting the answer. It's more about logic. When you go to practical world, your employers would ask you, being a CMA qualified, will be this TDS will be applicable on this or not? They will not ask you, tell me the rate, tell me the section. They are also very smart. They can Google it. They can open ChatGPT and give the answer, right? They want you for your expertise. They want you to give logical reasonings that will it be applicable or not. That you have to understand. This section and rate, anyone can do it. I told you, when you go to practical world, you don't have to mug up things. You will get the data. Okay, so filling the data is not important here. Yes, last one. Payment on winning from lottery on Onam bumper price. What is the lottery? Lottery amount. Look at the lottery amount. Individual or company? Radha Krishnan, individual. On lottery, we know what is the rate of TDS, the highest of all, 30%. The highest of whatever we have seen as of now. And the section that will prevail is 194B. The moment we have done it, let's click on validate. So yeah, congratulations everyone. You have done a good job. All the answers are correct. Now let us come to question 2 and start with question 2. I want each one of you to silently perform question 2. It is absolutely a replica of question 1, so I'm very sure that you can do it very easily. I'm sure that you could be able to do it. Yes, all of you have given me the right answers. Now it's your time to go for question 2. You can do it. Come on. I'm giving you 2 to 3 minutes. You do it yourself to try out how much you have understood, and then we will solve it together. But please don't wait for me to come and solve. First you do. And if any corrections are required, then when I solve it, you do the correction. Today, again, a lot of you must have finished all the questions as of now, maybe, right? But there are a lot of students who are going with me. So I have to maintain that pace. Monica, question 2 done. Harika, don't worry, dear. I said that if you don't have energy with this one, very, very soon you will get it. Then you can practice. And you will have these recordings. You can use it later. Okay, I think a lot of you have done it. Okay, so quickly, I'm asking and you type in the chat box whatever is the right answer. Okay. Question 1. Payment for fees of audit. Is it crossing the threshold? Yes. Its firm section would be 194J. Absolutely right. And rate of interest would be 10%. Rate of TDS would be 10%. Okay. Now, payment on winning from Crorepati. This means that winning from lottery. Vinay Modi, individual. See how much Vinay has received from lottery. Think what will you do if you get so much of money? Okay. Let's see what is the TDS section for lottery. We know it is 194V. And the rate of TDS would here be 30%. Payment of dividend, it is 10%. And the section here is 194. Quickly give answers. Payment to subcontractors, already discussed in the last question. What was that? 194C. Percentages to why? Because it is company, not individual HUF. If it would have been individual and HUF, then the rate of TDS would be 1%. Now, interest on securities, debentures, KG Limited, what is? Section is 193. Rate of TDS, sorry, 193. Rate of TDS, 10%. Let's validate. So yeah, we have done all the right answers. Anyone who is having any doubt in question 2? Anyone? Shalu, what is the doubt? Shalu, I have solved it. I think now it must be clear to you. Very good, VB. So beautifully you have framed the answer. I'm just thinking to publish it. So if any student have missed out question 2, you can see VB's answer. It is beautifully structured. Okay. Anyone having any doubt? No. Lovely. So with this, let us move ahead with question 3. Question 3 is having 10 transactions. Now, in this question, you might find there are some new topics for you, some new which was not there in question 1 and 2. But definitely, we have discussed it today itself. So you will be able to do it. I give you time. Take your 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and solve it. Shalu, you have given me the first answer. Right now, we have not started with the discussion. I have just asked you all to solve it yourself. Okay? Solve all the 10 questions, 10 transactions you could see over here, and then we will start with the discussion. Somebody is asking, please solve 7 and 8. 1 and 2 you have done so fast, no? They were simple, simple. Now there was 1 or 2 tricky transactions in this question. You are asking me for that. Why? Try to do it yourself. Giving you last 2 more minutes. Okay. So I think you all must have solved question 3. And I know you people are so smart that you all have done right. You must have validated your answer, correct? So I think in that case, you don't need my help. You must have done it, right? I think we can go to other topic. You have done question 3 yourself. Maybe I'm just cross-checking your answer that you have submitted. Yeah, it is right. But make sure we have also understood why we have come to this rate. Is it applicable? TDS is applicable or not? We have also understood the logic behind it. As I said, knowing the section and rate is not a tough task. See, I think you all have done it. Now we can go to some other topic. Question 3, you can do it yourself. Yeah. Do you want me to solve question 3 for you? Okay, I will solve it for you. Question 1, I mean transaction 1 says what? It talks about audit fees. Amount is above the threshold limit. KPMG. You know KPMG? Maybe a lot of you might start working in KPMG in future. Yeah. So partnership firm, KPMG's partnership firm. For them, audit fees would be 10%, right? Let us come to 194J, 10%. Yeah, that is 12,500. Dividends, 35,000. Individual. What to do? Section 194, 10%. That is 3,500 amount of TDS. Now, construction of a new plant. So we know that for construction companies, it is 194C and the rate of TDS is 2%. That is 30,000. Then for construction, interior design, what is the rate? Rate is 1%. Why 1%? It is an individual. Otherwise, it would have been 2%, right? See, in question 3, it was company. That's why it was 2%. Here it is individual, it will be 1%. And the section would be same, 194C. Question 5, paid the legal advisor. If you know who is a legal advisor, again, legal advisor is your professional person, no? Professional person, doctor, lawyer, whosoever is a professional person. For professions, it is 194J. I hope you are also understanding the logics when we are doing this. And the rate is 10%. Amount becomes 11,000. Then paid interest or a deposit. accepted as a debenture. How much it is for interest on debentures? Section 193, 10%, right? 14,000. Then paid commission for introducing a new customer. What it is? 194J. Sorry, 194H. 194H says what? It talks about commission. You want to see it? 194H talks about commission brokerage. Rate of TDS is 5%. Let's click. Then commission for introducing new customer, but recipient's PAN is not provided. If you remember in section 206 AA, we have seen 206 AA, we have seen if any person does not provide PAN, what is the rate of TDS? It is 20%. I hope you remember. Before it used to be 30%, but from budget 2023, it has come to 20%. Now paid cash price for selection, form coupon for promoting sales in festival season. This is what, this is promotion. Promotion comes under 194B, that is 30%. That becomes 3 lakh. See, you're, you're understanding the transaction amounts and the rate of TDS you have to pay to the government. This is not a small amount. Now paid to the landlord as rent for the headquarter. How much is it? Section 194 I and rate is 10%. I hope you all have chosen the right TDS section and TDS rates. Just go through it. Just check, because when I validate this, you won't be able to see my answers then. Now I'm going to validate my answers. Very good, Dharvi. Very beautifully presented. I think I should publish your answer. So I have published Dharvi's answer. Anyone, if you have any doubt, you can check her answer. I'm validating. Submit. Any doubts we have over here? Tell me any doubts. Till here, do we have any doubts? Even a single person says that, ma'am, I could not understand question 1, question 2, question 3. I will sit and do it again for you. But you have to tell me. You have to write in the chat box that, ma'am, I'm facing difficulty. Even if it is a very basic difficulty that you are unable to understand how TDS operates, what is TDS, anything, any doubt you have, write in the chat box. I think the major doubt is, ma'am, how to get this PDF. That is the major doubt you all are having. Now, as I said, this PDF, I have made it. This is my personal PDF. You could easily get it online. There are a lot of PDFs online, which will give you this TDS and TCS rates. Even in your institute book, it is there. Institute publishes amendments on TDS and TCS under income tax. Over there also you will get it. So there are so many places where you can take it. Right? Kirti, when it comes to tricks or learning strategy, I always ask the individuals. As a teacher, I always ask the individuals, you think about your strategy, how you are going to deal it, because maybe the tricks that works for me might not work for you, right? So I think in that case, you should be the person who should help yourself. Any doubts you have in TDS? If not, then we will close this topic. If not, then we will close this topic. Anyone having any doubt in TDS? See, if you say I don't have any doubts, then I'll start asking questions. So tell me, should I ask you questions connected to TDS? Tell me, do you think yourself so confident with TDS that if I ask you any question, you will answer? Maybe you could go through this chart, okay? If required for your purpose, I have done it. Anyone else? Okay. Rahul says, ask questions, ma'am. I am full ready. Okay. Okay then. Only Rahul is ready, but only one person. Anyone else who is ready to answer? Okay. Dharvi is saying, ma'am, ask questions. Okay. So I will ask you very, very simple questions, logical questions. Let me see who gives quick answers, because these are not those technical answers. So it is important to see who gives the answer first. That's more relevant over here. Okay. All right. So Kirti ready, BB ready. Okay. So tell me, under which section of the Income Tax Act is TDS on salary deducted? Very simple, very simple. Let's see who gives me the answer first. Repeat, I'll repeat. Under which section TDS on salary gets deducted? Quickly. This is the one which is going to be most common and useful for you. Definitely. It's like that, what to say, that fire round, what we call it. In Coffee with Karan, this happens, no? Quick fire round. Can't take so much of time. 192, 192. Correct, correct. Ah, somebody has written 194. What is the answer? The common answer should be 192. Ah, Rohini, what are you saying? 24Q? We are not asking about any forms over here. We are asking the sections. So the correct answer is 192. The correct answer is 192. salary is always under section 192. Tell me about fixed deposit. For fixed deposit interest, TDS is applicable under which section? Quickly, let me see. Let me see what you will answer. TDS for interest on fixed deposit. Okay. The answer is 194A. Correct. Shiv, 195 is not right. 194A. Very good. Now tell me which form is applicable for TDS return connecting to salaries. Connecting to salaries. Quickly. Come on, you have to be fast. Yes. 24Q. Danish, you are saying 26Q. Everyone, can you tell me when do we apply 26Q? For which form? For salary, it is 24Q. Rahul, right? Rupendra, right? Monica, right? Danish, Aditya, Darvi, Shalu. Shalu, why you have written 192? We give you first question's answer. Going slow. Yes. Yes. Non-salary. For non-salary, it is 26, right? For salary, it is 24Q. Good. All are going well. Now, I have a very tricky question for you. Now, this you will only be able to answer if you have studied properly for your CMA Inter, because this is something I did not discuss in the session with you. Let me see, can you answer this or not? Tell me, if any person fails to deduct TDS, if any person fails to deduct TDS, what rate of interest would be chargeable for being delayed? I'll repeat. If any person fails to deduct TDS, what will be the interest rate that they will be charged with? Twice. What twice? 30%. Who's saying 30%? Yes, your answer is absolutely right. It would be 1%. Monica, right? 1%. Okay. Interesting question coming for you. Now, you told me what is going to be the interest rate if somebody delays on deducting TDS. Okay. Now tell me, for not filing TDS returns, the TDS returns we have seen 26Q, 24Q, you have seen 27. If somebody fails to file TDS return on time, what penalty they have to pay every day? How much penalty? Let me see. Who can give the answer? Let me see. I'll repeat my question. What is the penalty for not filing TDS return on time? What is the penalty? Aryan is saying no refund. I'm asking what is the penalty? You are saying no refund is the penalty. Somebody is saying 100. Somebody is saying 10,000. Kirti, more 10,000. No. Shashank, 1.5% per month. Kirti again saying 10,000. Harvi, your answer is absolutely right. BB, it is not 10,000 to 1 lakh. The simple answer is if you do not file TDS returns on time, you have to pay the penalty of rupees 200 each day. For the number of days you keep on delaying filing, you have to pay 200 each day. Okay. No, it is not 1,000 per day. It's not that expensive. Okay, it's just 200. Okay, I think now you are clear with this doubt. Yeah. Okay. Very last question for you. Very last question. Let's say that August month is going on, right? We all know. Let's say it's not for August. I will tell you the question. August month is going on right now. Now for this month, what is the last day to file TDS? For August month, what is going to be the last day? Yes. Yes. 7 September. VB, you went to October. I'm asking about August TDS filing. You went to October. Danish, right? Rajesh, right? It is 7th. Supriya. Okay. So with this, our basic understanding of TDS theory is done. We went through what is TDS, we went through the logics of TDS, rates chart of TDS, and then we also move forward with the practicals, right? I hope you are very much clear with now how to file TDS, how to take sections, rates when we are dealing with TDS. Any doubts you have? Any doubts you have? Any doubts? Anyone? Before we conclude this session? If you don't have any doubts, we could simply conclude this session.
Yes, students, any doubts? Please mention now.
Okay, no doubts. I could see no doubts. Okay. So from this session, could you learn something? Could you understood how to figure out the sections, the rates of TDS? If few of you had doubts with what is TDS, the logic behind TDS. Could you be able to understand that point? Yes, Shubhankit, no doubt. Okay. I hope this session was useful for you all. So let us conclude the session over here and we will meet in the next session at 1 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am. So students will wind up now for this session and take a break and be back by 1 p.m. for the next session of e-filing. Thank you all. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Janvi ma'am. Thank you, everyone.